What's up? What's up? What's up, Panther Nation? How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are staying solid, having fun, enjoying yourselves,
Staying safe,
staying safe,
you know.
most importantly.
And I am Mr. Know It All. I'm here with, you
The
already
Panther
know,
Guru.
he has to do all that.
My
Yeah, man,
bad,
the
my bad,
Panther
my bad.
Guru. Now you good, man. You good. I'm just playing with you. Shout outs to him for actually taking care of this Twitter channel and keeping you guys engaged. I've been busy. I'm working on a master's degree. So, snap your hands, clap your feet, do whatever you want. Just show some love to me. I like that. Right. But um, yeah. So we I've been staying on this topic, and I'm learning that we're actually coming into some discussions where we're thinking about should we actually resign Marty Herney? What do you guys think? Do you think we should resign Marty Herney or what? How do you feel about that, Guru?
Yeah, I think the fans probably will have a mixed opinion on it. I know guys that probably love Marty and some that hate Marty. The Prowl Report actually ran a poll on Twitter, and we love how so many people really engage with our polls. I'm not going to lie. Our polls get like tons of interaction. People really love our polls. I think that's because, Mr. Know-It-All comes up with all the great topics that you guys are going to debate over. But no, really, it was really overwhelmingly, I'd say 88% said get rid of Marty. He said he doesn't do well in the draft, which I have to disagree with, and that he's horrible when it comes to contracts and free agency.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
get a liaison. I think Marty needs like a number two. I think Marty's kind of keep him for the draft, but let somebody else handle, the other aspects of, being a GM.
Yeah, I mean, you have to also think about this. You gotta think like players. Yes, like I think people judge him based upon like on free agency on like what type of players he can bring in, but at the same time, it's not Mario Hernandez's decision on what players come here. It's the players' decision on what they do. On if they want to come play for a certain team. I mean, look at what's happening over there in Dallas. Dak Prescott, I think he got like offered it for like $95 million or something for 5 years, and he doesn't even want to take it because he doesn't want to be in Dallas for that long of a time. So, players want to go play for teams that they want to play for. They don't want to play. They don't want to just play for any team. I mean, I know I'm going off topic, but a famous story. When Eli Manning was drafted by the San Diego Chargers, and Eli was like, I don't want to play for San Diego. Like after he just got drafted, and they traded him to the Giants, and then the Giants traded Phillip Rivers to the San Diego Chargers. You see, when players want to play for a team, they will do anything they want to, and if they don't want to play, they just don't want to play for the team. So I don't blame Marty Herney for free agency. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we turned some free agents into top stars like Ted Ginn. I mean, Ted Ginn, his career has lasted longer than a lot of people, and he's had a lot of success in different areas. And I'm like when I see Ted Ginn play, I really like it because I feel like like he was definitely an underdog. Maybe not coming out, but the NFL kind of made him like, you're just a punt returner. But now he does so much other things. But just to get back to my overall answer, no, I do not think we should get rid of Marty Herney. I think he should stay put. He's an original piece, and how do you feel, Guru?
Yeah, I say we get rid of Marty. You're always talking about how every team is like moving towards this whole new regime idea. Marty's got to go. I think we keep him as a draft liaison. That's all.
Why do you think we keep him as a draft liaison? I mean, are you saying like talent is talent? I mean, I would fight that back with saying like, look at Bill Belichick. I mean, every year, he has new talent, new players. Actually, I can't even say that because this year we're actually about to see the truth about Bill Belichick, and we're going to see the truth about Brady. So I can't say that at all. Man, who's been in the league long and has been that successful? So yeah, you may have a point. Who's been in the league who's been on a team that changed so much that's still there? I mean, that's hard. That's very, very hard to say. But I think so. So how long is Matt Rule the head coaching job for him? I think it's like 4 years, right?
No, I think he signed a 7-year deal.
A 7 year. Okay, if he signed a 4-year, 7-year deal, however, like that's still he is playing with Marty Herney pieces, right? So if Marty Herney pieces aren't working, then yeah, like he's gonna end up getting cut. If these draft picks aren't gonna work out, he's gonna get cut. So it's gonna be tough. I mean, everybody's on. Tepper. I don't take him lightly, man. He's an action guy, and I expect him to put a lot of action in.
No, absolutely. And when you talk about Marty pieces, I think this is a great segue to talk about another one of the Marty's pieces in Curtis Samuel. I feel like Curtis Samuel has been underutilized in this Panthers offense. Maybe not because of everything by his fault. Maybe a little bit of things were a scheme. Maybe some of the things were due to a couple of the niggling injuries that he has as a speedster. However, I felt like Curtis Samuel should have done exactly what a former Panther and Ted Ginn did for us when he actually was our number one receiver by default. And Cam was took us all the way to the Super Bowl. And that's a lot of pressure to put on Curtis. However, Curtis Samuel had and I'm kind of biased because I'm an Ohio State fan. Curtis Samuel was doing things at Ohio State that were ridiculous. He was unguardable. I just feel like he could really duplicate. I know it's the NFL. However, Curtis Samuel is so dynamic that he can really produce. He's a speedster that I can really believe will produce at this level.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, one thing about speedsters is that when that ball has to be on target and on time. They're not an easy target to hit because they're moving so fast. So So I think Curtis Samuel will definitely Teddy Bridgewater get that ball to him and still it's through the roof. I know at Ohio State he was a great return guy. However, I don't want him to be that for the Panthers anymore. I think we need to preserve him. He has value. And even if, let's say, Curtis Samuel has a great year, this year, I mean, he has value. So even if we wanted to trade him next year, we can. But we need to make sure, we're getting these players to play at a high level. We're saving this big money. We see the reason why we got Teddy Bridgewater isn't because he's the future. Teddy Bridgewater for the next quarterback that we throw big money at. That's where I think I'm going to end my segment on with Curtis Samuel.
Fair enough. So let's also talk about Carolina as a team in general, because a lot of people tend to think that, Carolina is going to underachieve. They don't really have a playoff caliber team. And I actually beg to differ. And Mr. Know-It-All, when we did the schedule breakdown, and for you fans that haven't checked out our podcast episode when we go over the Panthers schedule for 2020, I really encourage you to go back and take a listen to that podcast, because Mr. Know-It-All expertly broke down the Panthers' upcoming schedule. And I'm giving him high praise because he literally did an excellent job of telling you exactly why the Panthers would be above 500 before their bye week hit, and why that late bye week can really benefit them going into a playoffs, and why they could be a playoff team. I'm not saying that he has to stick to that opinion, and his opinion may have not changed because he didn't give a prediction that day. So I'm not going to pigeonhole him. However, I believe that the Carolina Panthers will be a playoff team. I think that their record is going to be 10-6. They sneak in there, and that they're going to get back to their winning ways, because this can be one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL. Because like you said, Teddy Bridgewater is not coming in there to be some little dink and dunk guy. And even if he is dinking and dunking, he's dinking and dunking to guys that you can't tackle, like Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Robbie Anderson. Good luck getting any of them in open space.
Well, I think this season, I think the Panthers are going to be actually 12-4.
That's bold. That's very bold.
12-4. Why do I feel this way? I feel this way. One, the Saints, Falcons, Buccaneers, they all have new talent and lost talent. And what I have to say about that is it's easier for an offense to attack a defense because the defense doesn't know what the offense is doing. They're guessing. They're looking at personnel, right? And we've always been an offense based upon personnel, and you know what's going to happen. So I do think that in this new the college playbooks and these same theories that are going to, they're not going to know what to do with it, and it's easier to do that way. I mean, with defense, you kind of don't know, and I just don't see Tom Brady. I see Drew Brees will be effective, but I just don't see Buccaneers, Falcons, or Tom Brady having this crazy great year because this time that we're quarantining, they're probably talking on laptops and listening to each other on phones and stuff about what to do, and if they are gathering, it's not going to be everybody, and I just don't think that they had the time to practice to make that chemistry come. So it's going to take time. I mean, that's one thing about chemistry. I mean, come on, when Kyle Allen came on the field, I mean, he had to build that chemistry, that trust with these players. I mean, of course, everybody's going to trust Tom Brady, but is Tom Brady going to trust you? So I just think that we're gonna get by early on the season, and because everybody's gonna try to be playing catch up, and I think that's gonna give us that upper edge because we already have elite weapons on the offense. Yeah, man, my predictions are bold because